Welcome to the Curry Gumbo Podcast with Nicole and Ashley, and today we have a New Year's Eve movie to discuss. We'll be getting into all the deep breathing, deep moaning, and lack thereof, and waiting to exhale. Stay tuned. I wonder if Terry McMillan got cheated on with a white woman, because the amount of white women mentioned in this movie, I was like, well, damn.
So we are a couple of years past jungle fever. Black men being with white women has always been a conversation that has been present in my home and present in my friend groups.
Yes, because Bernadine, her husband left her for a white woman. 11 years. She was his lover and his secretary, working every day of the week. Was at the job when no one else was there,
Come on,
helping you
Mary.
on your feet. Did you see Kenya Moore steal Savannah's man when she exhaled?
You haven't danced with me all night. Can you get your ass back there and go see what Brooklyn doing?
This was way before Brooklyn, though. All right, so this movie, based on the book Waiting to Exhale, why are we holding our breath?
Child,
we holding our breath to get a man?
That collective, we got to go, baby. I am breathing.
It's 1995. All these women are in their 30s. Savannah says she was 33. And the whole conversation is, oh, I don't have a man. I need a man. My man's cheating on me with a white woman. Or this man got a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point, then these women, they're literally settling for married men.
Yeah.
Savannah's mama is like, he a good man, Savannah, but she's like, but he married.
You know who watched this movie?
Who?
Molly. Because her co-worker, who wasn't white, but she wasn't black, she had got married to a black dude. She's seeing these black dudes with these white women in LA. And then she started messing with Dro, a married man. So she had just finished watching. But I, for one, don't think that most people are solitary creatures. So to a certain extent,
oh yes, you do need. I believe in partnership.
Yeah, like, do you need a man? Maybe, I don't know. Like, or do you? Some people. I think people who want it definitely need romantic partnership. I don't. I think what the show. I think what the film was teaching us was that we should start prioritizing those platonic friendships the same way we do like the romantic ones. I think like a lot of cultural critics like Julesy, Kim of For Harriet, like this is what they've been saying for like a decade now. And I think this film was also teaching us that.
I didn't really get any lessons from this film. I didn't know if this was like side chick friendly because they was all messing with married men. Also, they was having so Savannah and Robin are having horrible sex. Why? You're not even having a good time.
I don't think it's about the sex.
No, but even so Robin, we see her with different partners. The first one, the guy from her job, the dark skinned heavy set dude.
Michael.
She says she don't really like him. Mm-hmm. She's not attracted to him. She just needs somebody, I guess, to hold or whatever.
Yeah.
But then she bring him to her house. Her house is full of rag dolls, which I don't understand.
And that bed is small as hell.
Yeah, like a full size.
Twin.
But I'm like, you're not even having great sex. Like you're not even enjoying yourself. Like with none of the men she was with, it wasn't like I didn't see no pleasure. It was always
I think that
like strife.
I think she enjoys herself with Russell, even though we never really see her be intimate with Russell. And I think that's it. Because we never see a sex scene between those two, right? Do we?
Which one was Russell?
Leon.
Well, she got pregnant by him.
But we never see them be intimate, is what I'm saying. And so with Michael, the sex the first time isn't good. But I think that Michael could have been a catch for her, because after that, he's like, well, tell me your fantasy. Tell me what you want. I want a house in Scottsdale. I have a house in Scottsdale. I want children. I want to take long weekend trips. I can do all that for you. Like, let me do that for you. I want to do that. And he is just, he feels like this Prince Charming who is maybe in a package that she doesn't like. I think Wendell Pierce has always been sexy. Like, shout out to him. I think he fine as hell. But because he's not Twiggy, like fucking Russell, you're pushing him to the side. A good friend of mine, Jari, said, like, you miss out on your person when you sitting up here being fat phobic. But that's another conversation.
But okay, I get that, but I feel like there has to be some type of attraction. If you give me a house and a car and the kids, I don't want it if I can't enjoy having sex with you.
But she
I'll
does
pass.
enjoy having sex with him, because after they have that conversation, they move into this physically intimate state, and she's enjoying herself. I think in that moment she is like, he ain't got abs. Why does that matter to me? You know what I'm saying? I think that in that moment, very early on, like, she comes around a little bit. That's why you mad when you see him in the club hugged up on somebody else. Now, what I'm gonna say, I'm hoping that Michael don't have a type now, because we asking people not to be fat phobic with you, but you walking around with all these skinny girls. I'm hoping you don't have no type. I'm hoping you don't have no type. But again, that's a that's a conversation for a different show. I think it's not really about sex with them. I think Bernadine says it. She was like, I need somebody to hold me. That's why she's sleeping with the married man. And she said it was like watching paint dry. And I'm with you. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
That's why I couldn't get past, because I'm like, at least have some pleasure. You're not gonna be upset that you don't have nobody and you're not having pleasure.
None. And you say all of them is side chicks. Miss Gloria, the
Well,
Loretta,
no, she's
the
not.
divine one, she is the one who's kind of like wagging her finger at all of them, like, what you doing now? She is constantly, when Bernadine tries to cut her hair, she tries to talk her out of it. She kind of scolds Bernadine when she says, I spent one night with this married man. She doesn't allow Bernadine to call the mistress that her husband is leaving her for. I think she episode in this film is
Movie.
kind of the voice of reason here.
Well, her son told on her when he was like, "Where did Daddy sleep the last time he was here?" When her son's daddy come around, she all, you know, getting extra sexy and inviting him over, and he's like, "Where is my son? I came for my son. I did not come for you."
I felt some homophobia in the film when Gloria catches her son getting head up in the in the guest house. She's like, if your dad wasn't gay, I would send you off to live with him. What is wrong with the gay man raising a child, raising his child?
Yeah,
What is wrong with that? There is never any serious correction of the son when he's using the F word. She
true.
says she doesn't like that term, but there really isn't any serious conversation about it. That's a heavy thing to deal with, and it's handled quickly and superficially. I didn't like that. I do not like that part of the film.
What was she supposed to? She's supposed to scold her son and
Well,
tell
first
him,
of all,
"Don't
like,
talk about your dad."
well, he should not be using that language.
Well, yes, but let's
Like,
say, let's say if it wasn't that word, if he was cursing his dad out or calling his dad any other horrible name,
yeah,
what what is she
a
supposed to do?
I think there's a conversation that should be had with all three of them. I think there's a conversation that she needs to have with herself, with why you would have a problem with a gay man raising a child. Why do you have those
Yeah,
thoughts? What is wrong with that? I think she needs to have a conversation with herself. As much mothering she doing to everybody else, you can't see that shit is fucked up. That line of thinking is fucked. And then when she is talking to her son about it, it ends up being about the son caring for her in that moment. And I understand that that is where she needs to grow, because her relationship with him isn't appropriate. You want this man to be your friend, you want this man to be your, like, a platonic partner to you. That's not what he is. He is your son, and you are still
Yeah.
raising him, you know? And so I think that in that moment, she should not have been looking to be cared for. She should be talking to him about, why do you think there's anything wrong with this? There's nothing wrong with this. But how can she do that if she herself feels
Thinks
like
it's something
something
wrong.
is
Yeah.
wrong?
How did you feel at 33?
33, I'll let you know when I get there. um
Well, go to the future and come back.
Girl, at 33, I was not married. I ain't had
I
no
wasn't
nan
either.
child. I was trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. Jesus, thank you for getting me
But
to
how
where
did
I
you?
am
But how did
today.
you feel? How did you feel at 33?
About what?
Relationships, not being married, not having children. How did you feel about it?
I don't know if we've ever had this conversation. I don't really know if I want children. But I never really cared about being married per se. I've always wanted a partner though. So I mean,
Hmm.
I didn't put the weight on it that they put on it. I feel like people our age are in this strange space where we have women of the waiting to exhale era, where it's like, get married, get married, get married. We want to get married, we want to get married. But then we also have this, like, we people are rethinking marriage, people are rethinking unions, people are buying homes with their friends and living in them long term. Like, people are
Yeah.
staying in separate houses than their spouses, and and I think that people were always doing that, but now I think that there's not a lot of it's not a weird thing to talk about these days. So I think that women like you and I, we're in that strange
Women like
space.
us.
We sit, like, firmly in both camps. It's odd for us.
I thought it was odd that they felt old at 33.
Child,
Because, I mean, I've never been married, but at 33, how long ago was 33? I was in a
4 years ago.
relationship. I did have a child, but I wasn't like, I'm not going to say I wasn't trying to get married, but it wasn't like, oh, I need to do this right now.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I still felt kind of young.
Because you are young, you're still young, you're still very young. But I have a different relationship to age than a lot of people, as far as, like, what I consider old. They don't feel young to me. They feel very
They
grown.
don't.
They feel middle aged, and I think like,
Yeah.
and I think it's because where they are in their careers. Maybe, like, Gloria owns her
Professionally.
shop, and are there 33-year-olds who have that? Absolutely. And is everybody 33? No, I don't think everybody in the film is 33.
But
But
I don't think they're far off though.
I
You
don't
think
think
there's
they're
a
far
big
off.
age difference?
No, I don't. I don't think I don't think anyone is like 10 years older or 10 years younger. I think everyone is in their 30s in this film.
I was like, damn, was 33 like a cuz when Savannah said it, she was like, "I'm 33." And they were like, "Oh my gosh." And I'm like, "Really?" Even at 33, I don't think I felt like, "Oh my god, I'm 33." I just felt like, oh, "Okay, I'm
Yeah.
taking it one step at a time, getting things together."
I think 30 was my scary age, and then I got over it.
Really?
Yeah, I was very afraid to be 30, because I see women like
Why?
this waiting to exhale, they're 30. Savannah is a producer. Bernadine has two kids and is getting $1 million house. I think I was afraid for it as far as my career was concerned. I was like, ain't shit popped off, ain't shit popped off. Like, what's going on? I was
Mm.
scared in that way. After, I think, like, good into 31, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck all this shit. I'm on my own motherfucking timeline. Fuck it.
We can talk about Bernadine. Bernadine felt like she wasted 11 years helping a man build his dream and did not get any of that in return. And even though we can say, okay, she got that, the husband was like, or her ex was like, okay, you got the house. I think her frustration was the fact that she put her dreams on hold. She even said, I have a master's degree and I don't even use it.
Yeah. Bernadine, if you could pick one person, whose movie do you
Oh
think it
Lord.
belongs to? Like whose
Oh, whose
film is this?
movie? Savannah.
Why Savannah?
Well, we follow her to Arizona, and then the whole movie we only meet her, well, her parent, her mom, and I wouldn't say she's narrating it, but it's
It does feel like she's narrating it, even though
in a
all of the
way,
women are narrating their own stories.
yeah.
But I would say who the culture holds on to is Bernadine.
Oh,
You know,
oh, well,
like
because
she,
that scene when she lit the car on fire was epic.
the fury. And I remember watching this when I was younger. Because when was the first time you watched this? I feel like I watched it when it
I
first
don't
came
remember.
out.
I probably did. I think I remember watching it
Yeah. And
young.
I remember, I don't know, rewatching it, I thought that the closet scene and the car scene came later in the film. I was like, wait, this shit
Oh no.
start early. I was like, this happened so early. And a lot of times when you get like women being destructive, it's like after you've seen the buildup, the buildup of pain, the buildup of a lack of trust, the buildup of them taking crap. And it's like, okay, I'm about to explode on everybody. No, this happens at the very beginning. It seems like the heavy conflict or the heavy drama wasn't the visual dramatics of her losing her mind in this closet and setting the car on fire. It was really her like confronting him. It was really her being in the courtroom with him, and like that is like the height of the conflict, when I am going toe to toe with this man. Like this, me burning his suits when I really should have been selling them.
Mhm.
That is like, that is more, what do you call it, like I'm just,
I mean, I think part of it is that she doesn't want him. Like, if she has to start over, he needs to start over too.
mm, so we burn your shit, burn this wardrobe.
Yeah, you're not just gonna have just like pack up and move your happy life to another home.
Yeah.
Like, you need to start over. If I'm starting over, you need to start over.
And also it was like her destroying the facade of him. You don't want your
Yeah, okay.
kids
So
to,
she knew he was cheating on her.
yeah,
She just didn't think he was actually going to leave her, which was also interesting. I'm like, I mean,
because most
people,
men don't. Most times they don't just continue
no, they're
cheating.
not going to leave. But it's like, I mean, I was going to say people have their own reasons for staying in a relationship. And it seemed like she was, she had a very comfortable life. And she's not going to give that up, even if her
Yeah.
husband is cheating on her. She
Yep.
has the house, the car, the kids in private school. She not working. So why give that up?
And all of it was a facade in a way, like her entire
Oh
life,
yeah.
was a
Yeah.
facade. And so I think that that fire is a way for her to be like, I am coming to terms with the fact that this was fake, and it does not, it's not sustainable, so it has to
Mm-mm.
go. Yeah.
So why are all her friends trying to get married if they see Bernadine struggling in her divorce?
Because I think that they believe in the fairy tale, and I also think that they want to be married just for the legality of it, but I think really they just want to be partnered. They want someone to care for them.
But they was all picking these other married men, which, oh
Well,
Lord.
that scene where they were celebrating, where they were at the birthday party, and they were saying like, look, if they ain't married, they in jail, they don't want, like, I think it speaks to the lack of
Of
available
men.
men. But I also think, just, I mean, going back to the conversation before, a lot of these men that they were picking were conventionally handsome, were thin, were able-bodied men. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and you must seek a differently abled person. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that, like, if you kind of widen your scope, and because my mom told me a long time ago, like, everything ain't, you don't want everything that's pretty. Cause a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, like, sometimes them cute dudes, they come with a lot of fucking headaches. Like, so you got to be
Mm-hmm.
careful with that. So, and not to say that I don't believe that anyone is ugly. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like what society
Yeah.
deems as beautiful. Like, if you kind of just widen your scope and be like, do I even really like that all state nigga? Do I really even like that motherfucker? Is he really cute to me, or is do I just like people who are tall with deep sexy voices because the world told me to like that shit? What is it?
I was trying to figure out how all these men are married. How all these trifling men married?
Because there are people like Savannah and Bernadine who would marry them.
I guess try to get them while you're young and hold on to it. Is
So
that the strategy?
I guess Lionel wasn't married. Not Lionel. What's his name? Yeah, Lionel. He wasn't married, right? Was he married?
I don't think. I don't know.
But he calling himself vegetarian, eating three hot dogs. He sound like me.
Well, Robin says she picks the wrong men. She admitted that. What do you think? Does Savannah have an issue?
I think that if Whitney Houston is in a film and there's somebody named Robin in the film, you really think that I'm
Ooh.
not gonna think lesbian? Is that what you think? Do you really think that I'm not gonna think lovers? So I don't know who decided the names. I don't know what's going on. But I need you to know this. Robin loves Whitney, and the feeling is mutual. Now, what about
As
Robin, you asked?
the friends. I said Robin knows she picks wrong men, but what about Savannah? Does Savannah have an issue?
Savannah was giving it to Robin on that phone, like some low key calling her stupid. When Savannah, darling, you moving because of niggas. You wasting your time on Allstate nigga. You wasting your time. You going up to the New Year's party, motherfucking goddamn sitting with another group of people talking about this. As soon as y'all turn your
I can
head, I'm
steal
still
your
your
man.
man. Nigga, you out here straight trash canning it and up here critiquing Rob. No, that's not how that goes, Savannah. Points off the board, deduction for Savannah.
I'm still trying to figure out what Terry McMillan was trying to say in this book movie. What's the point of this?
I think it was about friendship. We start. It's a New Year's film. It begins in New Year's. It ends in New Year's, and but we don't see the women together. They don't come together. What's the first scene where we see all of them together?
I don't know. Is it the birthday party?
I don't know. But you know how this film ends. All of them being together. I think
Oh
before the birthday
yeah.
party, we see Bernadine with her new haircut, and they're all at the club. So I wonder
Oh
if that's
yes,
when
yes.
if
They all
that's
went to the
when we
club.
when we first see them together. It's so interesting. It felt like the film was just like a series of like tight little vignettes, like everyone with a little short story about the man du jour. Like when Robin is dating Troy, the one who calls her you ugly bitch. That first of all, like I think that the culture like hangs on to him, leather wearing in the summertime ass nigga. It feels like quick snapshots. Here's Savannah with Lionel. Here's Bernadine with the husband. Here's Gloria with her son. And it doesn't it the stories feel connected because we know that they're friends, but
Mm-hmm. They're kind of very independent.
it's very disconnected, especially since Gloria's co-worker is the reason why they even find out that Bernadine is getting
Yeah.
divorced. I'm like, huh?
So
Like,
how did coworker know the business?
yeah, how you know and not me? I'm her friend. What's going on here? I felt like there were more scenes with them alone and with other men than with them together. It's important that the film ends with them being
being
together
together. So is this like a
during New
friendship?
Year's. Yes, it is definitely absolutely it's a friendship film. I'm excited to see Disappearing Acts because I'm wondering if Sanaa Lathan's character has a friend in that film, because
I
it
don't
seems like
remember.
that friendship is very important to Terry McMillan, because we see the friendship between Stella and Whoopi Goldberg's
Oh
character
yeah.
in How Stella Got Her Groove Back. So yeah, I think that, and her relationship with her friend in that movie was just as important as the relationship between her and Tay
Her
Diggs'
romantic
character.
partner.
Yeah, so I think that the film ending on New Year's and with them being together suggests that they're about to enter in a new phase of life where they are privileging the friendship as opposed to worrying about men.
About a man.
Yeah, because you see how
I
Robin is
hope so.
pregnant, and she ain't even. I would think Robin being pregnant is what would lead her into the arms of Russell even more, but that's not the
Oh
case.
no.
I
Because
wish
he's
we would have.
trash.
I wish we would have seen her change, because we go from her throwing that damn orange at Troy, and then her having that fight with Russell, and then her telling him, I'm pregnant, I'm keeping it, and you can do what you do best, which is disappear. I would have loved to see, what does she do? What does she see? How does she act? Can you explain the change? Because how can that serve as a model for people who are trying to get over their addiction to toxic lovers?
Well, I feel like she never stayed with one person too long.
Hmm.
And so I wouldn't expect her to like be like, okay, Troy, let's be together forever. Like, she's not doing it.
She's not
Not
doing
Troy. What was
that,
his
but
name?
Russell. But I
Russell.
think, she is addicted to Russell in a way. He is the stable figure that keeps coming back. Like he's never far away from her. I think he knows that he can. That's Robin is his back pocket girl, unfortunately. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just what she is.
And she knows it.
And she knows that, and I think she's waiting on him to get divorced. And so,
But he's not going to. So it's like,
yeah,
what's
which
the
is
point?
why I'm surprised when he said, "Finally got that monkey off my back. Finally got her off my back." I'm surprised she's not like, "Great, let's be together so you can just cheat on me." But
No,
I
maybe it's like the excitement of them not having to be serious because there was another woman. Tell you, this was a side chick friendly movie. This was like, we are the side chicks. We are not the main chick. He's a good man, Savannah.
he's a good man, Savannah.
So what did we learn from Waiting to Exhale?
Um, if you get married, have an account that your husband knows nothing about and store money there. Stay away, keep your legs closed to married men. Stop being fat phobic, stop being homophobic, and Arizona is hot. What did you learn?
Um, 33 is not old.
It ain't.
I'm not holding my breath for nobody.
Not one.
And um really, what's the difference between a wife and a side chick? What's the difference? Is there a difference between a wife and a side chick? Theoretically, not the
And we'll get into
legalities.
that, I guess, on the next
Just
episode of the Curry Gumbo Show. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another film and more opinions. Leave a review and tell us what you'd like for us to watch. And let's keep the convo going on Instagram. You can find us at Curry Gumbo. Be well. Happy watching. Love y'all. Bye.